Okay, so I guess we are live. I guess. Looking at my OBS bandwidth, the indicator is red. But the bitrate is fine. I still don't understand why that is happening. It's really weird. Usually, when it's red, the bitrate is like 0, which means I'm going to be disconnected. But right now, it's not doing anything like that. It's red, but the bitrate is fine. Could be a bug in OBS, or maybe something else is happening. Whatever it is, as long as I'm not disconnected, it's fine. Okay, so it has been a while. It has been a while since I last did one of this, like maybe a few days. The reason for that is simple. I was doing something else, mostly in Second Life. And in fact, I'm doing the same thing right now. I'm in Second Life, earning Linden dollars while doing this as well. Okay, so more activism in gaming, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know what's happening in our favorite space or hobby. Is it a hobby or is it a space? Either way, activism leads to nothing. Okay, it leads to, I guess, more layoffs. It leads to more studios shutting down. But the problem is the activists, they don't care. Usually, these are people or folks born in or born from wealthy families. They don't understand the struggle of the normal man and women. They are born with, as they say, silver spoons, and even if they don't work, yeah, they won't have any problem surviving. But guess what? They are the savior. They are the saviors of humanity. What they don't realize is they're not saving anything. They are destroying everything. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so what do we have here? Japan is being based once again. Okay, what's happening? What's happening there? Craven the Hunter movie review. Hmm. Game studios are fragile. Okay, what's happening here? The exclusive. The Witcher 4 community managers are what? What are they doing, Doctor Disaster? Okay, going to see this one from Doctor Disaster. For those who don't know, Doctor Disaster is a space pirate but he pays taxes. It's kind of weird, right? A space pirate that pays taxes.
What's up, space pirates? This is your admiral, the Dread Pirate Dr. Disaster. And
The Dread Pirate.
ever do is
Sometimes he is the admiral. I guess he is also the admiral. He has a lot of titles.
I will never
He's a space pirate, he's a dread pirate,
passively
and he is an admiral.
just because my corporate overlords told me to.
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
Yeah, that ain't me. Not by a
That is so stupid. Okay, so stupid. Are you stupid?
my video yesterday. I have questions as to how, canonically speaking, a grown-up was able to complete the trial of grasses so that Ciri could mutate into a witcher. And for that matter, I hear tell that women weren't able to survive the trial at all. For everyone out there who immediately want to get butthurt and use the go-to defense for this game, claiming that I must be some sort of sexist,
Okay, wait a minute. Are you saying
Ciri in this game, she just shouldn't be allowed.
if I want to play Witcher 4, I won't be able to play as Geralt anymore?
Unique character.
What's happening here?
Special just so she can copy the male character before her. This is basically an insult to the entirety of females, telling them that they have to be carbon copies of dudes.
Yeah. Yeah, females are basically in
Swell if they
they're saying that females are only
dude in a wig.
a version of the male character. Well, they do say that male and females are the same.
Design, and that's cool. We don't have to agree on everything. I won't ask you to agree with me blindly, the same way I won't just go
The question is the female Witcher hot?
and I certainly
Okay, that is the I guess
whose natural
an important question
response to dissent
that needs to be answered.
because
Is the female Witcher
Project Red is banning
attractive?
the Steam forums for asking questions. It turns out CDPR likes its old bad boy image, and they don't want to be questioned. They want people to blindly view them like this.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
But in reality, by silencing people who dare to question their decisions, this is how CD Projekt Red comes off these days.
Look, I came here to chew bubblegum and pack boxes, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Oh my God, I swallowed it. Is that bad?
Well, if the main character or if the female Witcher is as good looking as the Stellar Blade Eve, what's the problem? As if I'm going to play the game. Nope. It's not that I don't like The Witcher. I have all three games in
And subscribe to the channel if you
in my GOG account.
just reached a
It's just that I don't play games on release because number one, they're expensive. Number two, I don't have the PC to run
We are now
modern games
106
on release. Sadly.
in this Buccaneer crew, and as is customary on the channel, with every 1,000 subscribers we add a new ship to our fleet in order to house the new guys. This time, we added the Shadow Interceptor from the old British sci-fi show UFO. It was recommended to me by one of you. If anyone out there has any suggestions for future ships, drop them into the comment section below and I'll put them on the list. Super chats get prioritized, of course, and also, I did
Of course,
an alphabetical list of all the ships already in the fleet.
because money rules
I just want to thank
the world.
for being here. It means a lot.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Anyways, let's take a gander at this whole Witcher 4 situation with people being banned from the Steam forums.
I don't get it. I don't understand why they're banning people for asking questions. Maybe if the questions are rude, but I doubt it.
Is
Of course, there are assholes in the internet, and there could be rude answers
both of these
or rude questions,
very tepid.
but
They
I'm pretty sure not everyone who are asking questions
company
are
interested in engaging.
asking rude questions.
I gotta say,
Maybe, yeah, I'm pretty sure some of them are asking
by appealing,
pretty legit questions.
and they did that by simply making a product that was just good. They didn't worry about trying to put out any messaging or anything like that.
They should do what I do. If someone asks me a question and I have no idea how to answer it, I just don't answer it.
The entertainment
I don't ban them.
morphed into this weird business model where they
I
make
just don't answer it.
it more to a niche group. These days, that niche group has fallen under the buzzword term modern audience. But anyhow, they make something for this niche group, and then rather than engage with customers who have issues or complaints, they take people criticizing them and
Honestly, with thousands of games coming out,
victimhood at the hands of the out.
there are a lot of choices out there.
In other words, these businesses
How about the Ananta one? That's it looks good, but
that come from those customers
it also looks weird.
to appeal to their niche target audience even harder. It's really odd and doesn't seem to have worked out too well for the industry in the past few years. But anyhow, let's look
Maybe I should start playing The Witcher. I haven't really played The Witcher. I have them, all three of them, in my GOG account.
notification that this person was
And I got all of them for free.
community hub. And the post they cited said they made Siri an ugly, generic, self-insert 25%.
Ah, there you go. There you go. Now I know why they got banned. Because they called Siri ugly.
Because Siri is not a Witcher, never underwent the mutations, so it makes no sense to give her Witcher eyes and abilities, just another DEI-infested fan.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. According to the book,
Original material.
Gerald did train Siri to become a Witcher, but unfortunately, Siri did not finish the training.
Years. And now,
She did not underwent the transformation.
as I said,
So this is a fan fiction,
be a lead in this game.
which is there's nothing wrong with fan fiction.
I just think that CDPR was desperate to make Siri a Witcher. They were so desperate to fit the game into this particular mold that they just said, to hell with it.
I think what they should do is just what Skyrim did or the Elder Scrolls did.
Call the game Siri.
Have a character creator. How is that hard? My goodness, this is a multi-million, maybe even hundreds of $1,000,000.
I digress. The ban reason given
What do you call this? $100 million game, something like that, right?
abusive infection
Why not just
topic
have a character creator where,
clearly uninterested.
but if the character creator is like Veilguard,
I don't know, man. It
I
should
guess what's the point?
be very interested in discourse. I mean,
No, honestly, they should just
post things on
try or giving or adding a character creator where players can create
criticism.
their own characters or their own Gerald or Siri character, something like that.
About anything, anywhere. As soon as someone says to someone else,
It's a role-playing game as far as I know, unless
no respect
it's not.
for they're saying. It's
I guess it's not. Maybe it's an adventure game.
that thin-skinned chicken shits use. But let's look at another example of this happening. This screenshot was emailed to me. This person was banned from the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Community Hub. The infraction that caused the banning was extremely mild if you ask me. It says, the new CDPR isn't the one of old that made the game series of The Witcher. Many of the old guard have left that studio and gone to Warhorse or elsewhere, leaving this new generation of DEI, ESG, and politically correct CDPR. This is proven in their hiring practices and what Endymion has proven with his videos. I won't hold my breath, as this is only a cinematic trailer. This shows us nothing of the direction political messages or even gameplay will be like. Remember, they did the same thing for Cyberpunk, and it took years to recover, so before getting hyped, I think we need to take a step back. I fear they are walking the same path as Dragon Age and Star Wars. I just hope I'm wrong. And this is pretty tame. But the community manager banned this person, and the reason given was it's a political post. And I just gotta say, I'm old enough to remember when these progressive schmucks used to argue that everything was political and that there is no being neutral on a moving train and shit like that. If all things are political though, then what the hell is the fuss about here, guys? What's the problem? This fella was voicing concerns and simply told people to take a step back, which is very fair. I mean, after all, this was just a cinematic trailer. For anyone getting really excited about that trailer, may I humbly remind you that we are gamers. These aren't supposed to be movies. I'd like to see what the game portion of the game looks like before I get excited. And in the meantime, I think it's more than fair to ask questions about the lore for the story, considering a lot of it doesn't add up. Maybe it will end up being fine, and maybe it'll end up making all kinds of sense, and I'll look back and go, geez, what were we all worried about? I don't know, but it's fair to ask questions, and it's also fair for those of us who dislike the series.
The trick is just don't buy games on release, you know? Don't buy games on release. Wait for a few days, unless you're a game reviewer or you make money from playing games online. But if you're just going to play it by yourself at home, don't buy games on release. Wait for a review by your favorite content creator and see if the game is to your liking or not. Something like that. That way, you'll be able to properly judge whether the game is for you. Because if it's not for you, then again, there are like thousands of games out there. Or go to your Steam library. I really sure haven't played many games, many of your games in your Steam library, or if you have an Epic Game Store account, go to your library there and see if you have games you haven't played. If you have a GOG account, go to your library there as well. I have like a bunch of games in my GOG account that I haven't played. What is this? Is this gaming related though? I don't know. They got so mad. Dragon Age the Veilguard Shills, Rage after Kingdom Come. Okay, Kingdom Come. That was like 3 days ago. Endymion, The Witcher 4, and Intergalactic Embrace Sweet Baby Agenda. Yeah. Thank you, Japan. What's with this? Thank you, Japan. Let's go. I'm going to check this out. I'm interested. I'm interested in this because it's about my guess animes.
English voice actors are going into hiding. They are self-quarantining themselves into Blue Sky.
The situation surrounding this Dandanon edit, as well as the voice actor AJ Beckles, the English voice actor for Oakrune in Dandanon, is actually continuing to proliferate.
Yeah, again, I said it before, if I was like the prime minister or the leader of or president of Japan, whatever they have there,
With everything that's happening,
you know,
thing to note regarding these sort of edits is that
They should just stop exporting their culture,
I saw some
especially if the countries
the
the
first
countries where they are exporting the culture are not respecting their culture.
culmination of Asian artists being sick of double standards and sick of how they've been getting harassed for literal years by the same groups of people that have these double standards, which is also something that I've been covering routinely on this channel for years. So many of you are probably very familiar
Honestly, I don't think Japan will
with previous examples.
go into bankruptcy if they stop
And that's
exporting their culture.
usually depicted,
Yep.
to which this artist received
When I say culture, it's animes, mangas, and games,
I don't know
and even
the biggest
cars
Twitter has right now.
and other things.
These like weird, psychotic, retarded kids that are sitting around like making death threats and like like trying to fucking figure out where people live and like all this weird shit. Like, what the fuck is going on? How does this keep happening? I know, Bob.
Because they're stupid and they're a bunch of assholes. That's why Asmongold.
What is this, fucking McCree? The good, the bad, and the ugly? Well, probably if they had a profile picture of themselves, it'd be all three.
Another time, there was an artist who drew Kaya from Genshin Impact, and similarly, this artist was accused of lightening Kaya,
Of course.
to which this artist received also tremendous harassment. But on top of that, bunch of people on Twitter ripping this person's art and editing Kaya to be darker than this artist depicted
Jesus.
them as. Eventually, that
I
artist
fixed it. I love that. You fix the character by changing their skin color. Because certain skin colors are wrong. Right? I think that's how to
I
fight.
think someone
Of course.
deleted their entire account.
someone said it best. It's there are folks out there
Some of the female characters.
that are into this supremacy thing. Not the white one, but the other one.
These terminally online freaks from harassing this artist, saying that they didn't draw Kaya dark enough, despite once again the art literally being in black and white, and they insulted
It's like a sexual fetish.
Kaya.
And I'm pretty sure those who are doing this, well, I'm not really 100% sure, but there's a chance that the people doing this are actually white. They have like this color fetish. A sexual color fetish.
I didn't even know we were that deep. I didn't know. We're already here.
They see themselves as the
reason they also made deals
white savior.
seemingly just to mess with and harass the artist.
Again, these people are born with silver spoons.
And ultimately,
They have no problems in life.
as you can see,
That's why they like to create problems for others,
You've got to remember
not knowing that others are already
lynchings. Obviously, there were racial
having a lot of problems of their own. And yet,
tried for crimes. We had lynchings for them.
here they are adding more problems because they don't have any.
People have a long history of public execution. People love public executions. And so the problem with it is that nowadays you have public executions have been outsourced to every mentally ill 12-year-old that can access the internet. And there's a lot of them. There's too many. There's too fucking many.
the artist made, they were talking about how these people were causing them tremendous amounts of stress, and all they wanted to do was post the art that they made for people and themselves to enjoy. There's actually even more to that situation without jumping down the entire rabbit hole, but one of the main people who harassed that artist would go on throughout the years to harass
If you ever see an artist that is posting fan art of something and you don't like the fan art, the best way for you to deal with that situation is to not engage with the thing that makes you upset. Just don't post about it. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. If you don't like the way the fan art is, that's fine. Yeah, Madge, I like being upset. Yeah, it's like the rolling around the dog shit metaphor I said before, right? Hey, just stop doing it. Like, I think all fan art is okay. Like, you want to make a black character white, you want to make a girl character a guy. I think you want to make an ugly character attractive. You want to make a fat character skinny character fat. All of it's okay. Nothing is wrong with any of it.
numerous other artists also make a bunch of alt accounts where they would harass people,
As always, Asmon Gold, it depends.
constantly change their age.
Yeah,
Sometimes they would say they're like 16, then they'd say they're
it depends. What if they sexualize,
It's time
you know, child characters?
you step into the arena.
Okay, are you saying that that's okay as well? Yeah. Come on, come on.
Your ass beat.
There's a lot of nuances.
That's how it's done. Yeah. And I'm gonna say something. This might be a hot take.
Not all
Kids go on
art
the internet, they get
is okay.
people sometimes be mean to them. Because
It really depends. It depends on
bad
the art and how the art is depicted.
school is a lot of times protected because like it's like anti-bullying rules and everything like that. And the reason why is because bullying can be really corrosive. It can be really
For
bad
example, I've heard that,
for you to act a certain way.
or I've heard, whatever, learned that
You don't have
there are schools in the West that are like,
to delete your account or something like that if things
they have like
and so
pornography in their library,
have people like
and these are in elementary schools.
thank
You could argue that
I know that I had this experience.
pornography is art, but seriously,
Obnoxious bitch. And
should it be shown or consumed by kids?
like this. And I
Of course not.
and like nobody in my real life told me that because they don't want to have the conflict. They don't want to have the confrontation. They don't want to deal with it.
Guess what,
But
Asman?
people will tell you that.
Never got bullied.
And it's good for kids.
Never got bullied.
It's really good. Internet's a bubble? Yeah.
Back in the day, I guess in my day, bullying is not that rampant.
they're just
I
making
guess there was like one instance when I was like in first grade where there's like this
I have no like
a
harass
couple of 11 and 12-year-olds were like bullying
the heat, get out of the
a first grader as well.
That's the way it goes.
What happened was I got into a fight with them,
take her life.
and the next day they never went back to school.
Exposed by various people on Twitter, including myself in a video that I made covering the situation, and the harasser getting a taste of their own medicine and going
course.
on to delete every single one of their accounts. I'll
See,
give
this
you
is
one
what
more.
these people always do, right? Is like they like to talk shit, but the moment that you respond, now they're a victim. This is what happened. Like I saw, this was funny. You know, like that one girl that tried to talk that shit about FaZe? People were telling me that I was misogynist. I want to say one thing. It's not misogynist to treat women equally. It's misogynist not to. You're going to act like a bitch, you're going to get treated like one. That's the way it goes.
Final example here as something that's a little bit different from the sort of things that we've covered so far, and then we'll move on to the current news. So in this final example, there was an Asian artist who drew ship art of Genshin Impact characters, to which they got harassed for simply drawing straight ship art. The people harassing them...
Yeah. So this is something that happened in Honkai Star Rail. So like a bunch of mentally ill girls convinced themselves that a character in Star Rail named Firefly was a lesbian. Sorry, Robin was a lesbian. Now, why did they convince themselves of that? Because of the esoteric color meanings of the clothes that she was wearing and the relationship to the lesbian flag, I think. I'm serious. And so, anyway, I think the oldest person that was involved in this was 13. And they were really upset about this whenever people were making art about it. Like, Tectone kept making these tweets about, him saying, because Rob, he said that... What was it? He said that Robin, the reason why her voice didn't work for the concert is because she was sucking too much dick. And this is like a cartoon. Like, it's not a real character. It's not a real person. It's a cartoon. People were losing their fucking minds over this. They were getting so mad.
offended that this...
Maybe they're losing their mind because you're telling kids about sucking dicks.
to be quite...
It sounds inappropriate though.
You want to know why the developers don't enable it?
Come on, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't say that to kids.
Because I'm pretty sure it's illegal to do that in China where they make the game. I'm fairly certain it is. a lot of like anything that's gay or anything like that's Chinese. Yeah, you expect this to happen. Like, I don't know. They cannot openly state it. Yeah. I think it can be implied in some cases, like I believe they did with Honkai Impact 3rd.
And just explaining it is making me like in disbelief, even though I've talked about this stuff before. It's just all so weird, man. I seriously don't know what's wrong with these Twitter police types of people. And keep in mind, those are only a few examples of videos I've made covering this sort of thing for years. There's probably well over a dozen videos I've got on topics like this. And so after years of this stuff going on, people are sick of artists getting harassed for drawing a character a bit lighter, etc., etc. And
I think people are being sick of being told what to do with somebody whose personality is their mental disorders. I'm sick of having some fucking weirdo freak on Twitter trying to tell me how to live my life. Tell me what's fucking normal. You're into furries. Don't talk to me about what's fucking normal.
Standards that Twitter police have when they're darkening characters. This once again now taking us to the recent situation with the Dandanon art and how many people in Japan were calling this a racist depiction, to which the English voice actor for Okarun changed his profile pic to that depiction of Okarun with a darkened skin.
Yeah, of course.
But it being a very momentary thing, I believe lasting less than 24 hours, as many people in Japan began to call for this person to lose their job, and other people dug up racist tweets that this voice actor had made. Once again,
I think a lot of Japanese people view anime as probably the biggest cultural export of Japanese culture. And so when you have people that are culturally appropriating...
yeah, that's why, you know, again, as I've said earlier, if I was like the leader of Japan, I would, you know, pass a law that will ban the export of
holy shit.
Our culture to other countries, because especially countries that doesn't respect
the situation, as mentioned previously, is
the culture of the original country.
Stormtroopers? These guys were never this stupid whenever I play. This is crazy.
There are people out there that thinks that anime and manga is an art style. It's not. It's not an art style, people. It's culture.
A temporary thing.
That's right.
Based off statements that he has made on his Blue Sky account that we'll take a look at in a moment.
See, this is what happens, right? It's like, so people have...
You can appropriate the culture, sure.
Disagreed with, so then they
but if it's not made
where everybody is
in the same or the original or where it was made originally, then it's not the same thing. You're just appropriating it.
Before we do that, here's some of the responses at the top from Japanese people. This one reading, instead of taking over Japanese works, he should create original manga with black protagonists. A rather upset response to that would read, oh my bad, I didn't know they broke into the author's office, held him at gunpoint, and hijacked the manga, forcing for all the characters to be made black. It's one small piece of art, y'all are whining like losers for real. To which another...
So would they. That's the problem. The problem isn't that it happens. The problem is that people justify it happening in the other direction. That's the issue. This all about double standards has nothing to do with actually what's happening.
Other Japanese person says, not everything must be about you. Draw your own characters.
Yeah.
If you change something, you want to make it better. Means you think original version is inferior. You invalidate Japanese people's feelings and call the art small. You don't like if we make black characters Asian, right? Another one saying, honestly, I just want anime.
It's the double standard.
Made to be entertaining. The original creators are the ones who breathe life into the characters after all. And this one
it's saying... also, that's true. People don't want to have somebody come in and change shit based off of, like, their worldview. Like, I don't really care, like, what you think is like, oh, you think this is the way it should be. Too bad. It's not the way it is. Stop changing it. Yeah.
There are people in the West, a lot of them actually, that thinks the world revolves around them and that
they have no respect for the
everyone else should follow
and that excessive action will only create
their line of thinking.
It seems like if the harassment and double standard stuff wasn't occurring for years, that detention...
What they don't know is that the world's a big place.
For the sake of the double standard, there's been a lot of people in the West of various demographics.
I think there's a lot of normal, everyday people that see how vitriolic and emotionally like driven these people are whenever they attack somebody for doing fan art in a way that they disagree with. And a lot of normal, well-reasoned, good people see that, and they look at the people that are doing that, and they say, these people are bullies. They're bullies, they have malicious intent, and they're harassing somebody for something that isn't bad, and they're treating this person like they're a piece of shit when they're not. It's weird. Yeah, the Anya art, the same thing happened with mouthwashing. Yeah, exactly. It's the same every single time. The developer for that one had to come out and say, listen, guys, chill the fuck out. It's a cartoon.
Including lots of black people talking about how they're also sick of these double standards. That takes us to AJ's Blue Sky account where he says, I deactivated my Twitter so the racists have nothing to interact with.
Everybody who disagrees with him is racist.
Bigotry.
Guys.
Yeah.
As well as, your boy will be back soon. Maybe he really did deactivate just because of these racist messages.
That's exactly what he did. And I'm sure some people were racist, but to act like that's the norm or to paint everybody like that, it's just intentionally disingenuous to make people feel sorry for him. That's what's going on. And like, he'd have no problem attacking somebody or enabling somebody else to attack someone for the opposite. But whenever it happens to him, he's the victim. So
that he's referring to. However, when there's a tweet with over 100,000 likes from Japanese people calling for him to lose his job over the recent incident, as well as other people digging up racist tweets that he had made in the past, it's caused a lot of people to speculate if he's just trying to dodge that stuff. As always, of course, come to your own conclusions.
Of course. Because he doesn't want to lose his job. He doesn't want to get blackballed in the industry. He doesn't want to be like, a pariah. And this is what these people do, right? Is like they have these opinions and then people don't like the opinion and now it's hard for them to get a job. Too bad. Nobody said you have to express your hot takes about social issues on social media. Nobody required you to say what you think about this.
Else that I find very interesting is that so far we've actually seen a lack of other voice actors defending AJ. Previously,
they don't want to. They don't want to get attacked, and it's also because the culture shifted. People aren't interested in being told what to do by somebody who pretends to be somebody else. I think the age of listening to celebrities because there's some sort of like moral fucking benchmark, I think that's gone. People are not interested in that anymore at all. Thank God.
During situations like this, where a controversial situation is going viral in the VA space on social media, it would be very common to see a number of other voice actors also getting involved. And yet that doesn't seem to be the case right now. Let me know why you think that might be. Perhaps some of them are actually in disagreement with AJ, or maybe
they're afraid of getting harassed. And I think good, because they would be the ones harassing somebody else if the shoe was on the other foot. Too bad. You play the game and sometimes you lose. That's
how many people in Japan are calling AJ out, and they want to avoid that also potentially happening to them.
They don't want to get involved.
Of course, there's also been this ongoing situation with SAG-AFTRA and general concerns that voice actors have about potentially being replaced by AI voices. So
it's not potentially. It's eventually.
So maybe now a lot of them are instead just trying to play things safe instead of getting involved in controversies like they used to, or at the very least dialing it back a bit. And lastly, regarding the person who made the Okarun Momo edit to begin with, there would be other concerns raised by various artists on Twitter. For example, this tweet got over 14,000 likes that reads, "So much controversy over this, but my concern is that they sell paintovers/edits of other people's art. Putting all the racism debate to aside, someone who steals art and sells getting 40K plus followers for it is just sad." What's being referred to is how that person apparently sells...
Ah, look at that. Black edit, $15. They're now making money. They're now making money from it.
What the hell is this supposed to be?
Can you call that a grift?
Oh my God.
Black edits for $15 a piece. A response saying, "Watching this dumpster fire unfold is just sad in general. Sending love to the animators because I never saw anyone talk about this." To which the OP says, "People are blinded by hatred, and of course no one has any respect for animators because it's quote-unquote official art. As if it just magically appears and people don't work on it for hours." The other person saying, "The more you think about this whole situation, the more things come to mind. No hate, of course. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear magically, and they have to work on it for hours and then get overlooked constantly. People attempting to find a middle ground here somewhat. As another response reads, OP can draw. I slid through the media thinking the same thing, because let's be real.
Again, it's like a sexual fetish.
Details art and not edits. Fan arts are more appreciated than edits. And the OP
I'm gonna be real. I don't care about this shit. Like, if you want to sell AI art and you've got people that want to give you money for it, go ahead. I don't care about this shit at all. Like, AI art, traced art, like, this is not my, this is a, like, if the person who owns it has a problem with it, then they can have it shut down, right? And I think that's fair. But, like, I could not give a fuck. Like, this is some problem. This is a problem that people that don't have problems have.
ending by saying, very talented kid. I really hope they start making originals and sell those. That certainly does seem like a wise suggestion, and hopefully things regarding this topic overall can get a more positive conclusion. However, for that to happen, people will need to start being more honest about the double standards that are out there instead of being in denial about them.
Another big problem is because a lot of people inside of the professional industry for a lot of these different things are unable to speak out about the problems. So they're basically terrified to have an opinion that the public agrees with, and that will happen until it immediately completely changes the other way. That's what happens, is that people are afraid.
Using them as some faux justification to harass people. But as always, let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for tuning in, and if you enjoyed my coverage, consider liking and or subscribing. Appreciate ya, and I'll see you in the next one.
It's so dumb.
Okay, so let's see here. I think there is a related video here somewhere from Rev says Desu. I think I saw it earlier. Or, okay, so I think it's this one. Okay. Maybe I saw it wrong. Let's see here. We are hot triggered. Look at that. It's Ryan Kinnell. This guy is jealous of Dr. Disrespect, unfortunately. They were so petty in that podcast. They were so petty. They were like little kids crying about, we were there for the first time. We were there from the beginning. We never got a contract from Rumble. They were like, oh, come on, guys. What are you doing? You sound like little children. And I got turned off. Okay, I got turned off. So I decided to unsubscribe. Unsubscribe to Geeks and Gamers, and yeah. And I told YouTube not to recommend the channel anymore. I don't like it. I don't like it. They are like grown up men, adult men, acting like little children because they were there first at the playground, but nobody picked them. It was so juvenile. Okay, lawsuit filed 2 days ago. That was like 2 days ago. Craven, she lost it. This was like 23 hours ago. Okay, so this event happened 2 days ago. And here we have 23 hours ago. Rev says Desu reacting. Maybe not reacting or commenting on what happened. That's I'm going to check this out. And look at that. Look at the face of Jeremy. Okay. Craven the Hunter. If I'm going to base my opinion or thoughts about a movie based on Jeremy's reaction or Jeremy's face on this thumbnail, I would assume that the movie was bad. Yeah. Was the movie bad? I don't know. I haven't seen it, but just based on that face, look at that. Look at the face. The face told you the entire review without even watching the video.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're going to be once again talking about Smash JT because he is involved in a very serious situation involving Alyssa Mercante. So if you've been following these two parties, you know that there's been an ongoing beef for nearly a year between Smash JT and former Kotaku editor Alyssa Mercante. They have exchanged criticisms, insults, what have you, back and forth, but the whole time Alyssa Mercante has tried to play the role of the victim despite her participation in all of this. And one of the things she did a few months ago is threaten to file lawsuits against YouTubers, but
they're always the victim.
Smash JT.
They would the modus operandi is they would start shit up.
I saw it, so you had to as well.
They would start shit up. They will shake the nest
with a link to,
and if someone reacts,
and yeah, this is is unserious,
then they switch mode
what's
from aggressor to victim.
God forbid, manages.
My goodness.
It sets a very chilling precedent.
They think it works, but it doesn't. It doesn't work.
Different ideological views, and their agenda here is very clear. This is a petty lawsuit being filed by someone trying to basically punish someone that they disagree with online and put them and their family through this long, potentially long court process. It's going to be a very big headache for everyone involved. And as you can see from the lawyer representing her, one of the lawyers representing her, this lawyer made their entire claim to fame by basically suing and trying to silence anti-woke gamers. So yes, if the agenda here wasn't clear enough already, there is more proof of it. But let's look at the post itself, because this was done in a very malicious way. Before we even look deep into what she is claiming in this document, the way that it's set up is done to put Smash JT and his family into a very dangerous situation. So if you go to the party section, right, she had her lawyers redact her home address because this would be a threat to her safety. But they did not extend that same courtesy to Smash JT, instead listing his home address, which is now a part of the public record and is now known to anyone who wants to look it up. And by posting that link with the relevant information on her Twitter immediately to probably the prediction and intention of Alyssa Mercante, her minions and sycophants would immediately start posting his home address as well as pictures of his home and also start threatening him and his family. Like, imagine being so pressed by critical YouTube videos that, forget Smash JT. You're now putting his family in danger by doing this, a completely unnecessary move. You could have redacted his address as well, but she knew full well what she was doing.
I do hope that Smash JT wins this lawsuit. Yeah. And then I wish, if he wins, I wish he would file a counter lawsuit against this person.
Of semi-organized, outrage-driven campaigns for harassment like 2014's infamous Gamergate. Case dismissed. Oh, you mentioned Gamergate? Yeah, that should be enough. But also they go on to talk about Sweet Baby and all this stuff. Just like imagine some probably like 60-year-old boomer judge having to sit there and listen to what Gamergate and Sweet Baby are. Like, it's ridiculous. But
this is an easy win for Smash JT. They should just show all the videos where this person is acting insane on video.
He made all
that would be an easy win, I think.
YouTube videos criticize.
Show all the videos where this person made threats.
But this is a very weird number, okay? If you're thinking,
I'm pretty sure the law or the court is not going to look
I've been doing YouTube a long time, and
favorably
on what I've
on
seen
threats.
made about her and the views they have and stuff like that, there is no
Unless, of course, the judge is also mentally insane, which is a possibility.
not 75,000 on those Alyssa Mercante related videos. I guarantee what the lawyers did was they went to Social Blade and looked at the estimated earnings on his account. If you go there, you can look at like a specific day where he uploaded a video about her, and it'll give you a range of how much revenue he made. And again, speaking as someone who's experienced with this, let's say you made $500 on a given day. The range
Guys, Social Blade is not an accurate metric of earnings.
it's like super inaccurate and really bloated. So they probably
It is not accurate.
numbers at the cap.
It is a long shot estimate.
$1,000 mark. And on top of that, this whole price tag here proves another reason, another motivation for her doing this lawsuit now of all times. We understand the kind of pettiness and the wanting to silence.
When my channel was still partnered
That's another primary motivation.
back in the day,
Not mine. She is
Social Blade was like showing
okay.
I was making $50 a day when it's not.
Is trying to basically go out there as a
It was more like $50 a month.
as a Patreon for her very lame attempt at being a content creator. I guarantee it's not bringing in that much. So yes, I think there is a financial motivation here by doing this. But let's look at some of the related claims that are being filed against Smash JT. The first cause of action here for defamation and defamation per se. Now, this is very interesting because this whole section is focusing on comments where Smash JT basically implies that she had to give sexual favors to make it to the place she is in the industry. Now, if that was completely baseless and just unfounded, right, maybe there would be something here. But unfortunately, he's basing his comments on a public tweet made by Alyssa Mercante saying exactly that.
There you go. How is she going to win?
What she
How is she going to win this case when
doesn't like how that looks. Now, I've seen some of the defenders of
all the lawyer for Smash JT show the tweets or show the content or the whatever it is that she's posting online? It's right there.
to prove that Smash JT knew this was a joke and knew it was false information and said it anyways. Like, good luck with that. Let's just say that. Much about that. But the next cause of action, the fourth one, is tortious interference with contract, referring to her contract with Kotaku. Now, there is something very interesting here. The way they describe how she left Kotaku changes multiple times in this document and also contradicts what Alyssa Mercante said on social media about a month ago. So down here, the document says, as a direct and proximate result of Smash JT's unlawful harassment, Alyssa Mercante lost her job and had her contract bought out. So she lost her job and also got bought out, which is already conflicting. And then here, in a different part of the document, it's
Which means she did not lose her job.
in
Simple.
the harassment campaign, Mercante agreed to resign. And then you look at her tweet from November, where she's trying to basically downplay how this all went down, where she said that she decided to leave on her own volition. So we already know right here, this was a lie, okay?
Yeah, there's a lot of conflicting accounts right there.
Willing to lie about these details.
The problem is if of course, if the judge is not woke,
Kotaku likely just bought her out because they just couldn't.
which I hope,
And now they're trying
I hope, seriously guys, I hope there are no woke judges in the West.
really bizarre. So the only specific event that they label as one of the big pushes
If the judge is conservative, guess what?
is this section right here.
That judge can still
The commentary
make proper judgments because that's just how conservatives are
Conte
programmed.
anti-Semitic
But if it's woke, oh my goodness,
is
that is a lost cause.
lawyers are trying to say that the words by Destiny that he covered are what got her fired at Kotaku. It's very strange. Like, again, Smash GT is a successful channel, but he's no Destiny. like Destiny or not, he's a very large presence on social media. And
Destiny is insane. Okay, Smash GT is not insane as far as
definitely had
what I've seen in his content.
Okay,
I don't think
exactly are we talking
he
about.
is insane.
Destiny released a post with a link to
Destiny is insane.
50 tweets where for
If you want to trigger Destiny, all you have to do is mention Trump,
Hassan Piker
Donald Trump,
adding
and he will lose his shit.
simping for him, in many cases also thirsting for him. And yeah, that didn't really look very good, especially given all of the drama and controversy surrounding Hassan Piker, especially on the topic of anti-Semitism. On top of that, she has this very embarrassing 30-second interview she got at TwitchCon with Hassan Piker. It was a very hard watch, to say the least. He looked confused the whole time, and she was like low-key starting to hit on him. It was very strange. But of course, that connection to Hassan Piker typically has some ramifications, especially given the fact right now the current climate on Twitch is that advertisers are leaving because of concerns about anti-Semitism, mainly because they won't do anything, Twitch won't do anything about Hassan Piker. But yes, this connection, his commentary about what Destiny said, all of a sudden is the direct and proximate results of her losing her job at Kotaku, which is a stretch to say the least. Now, moving forward here, obviously this lawsuit's going to be very expensive, so Smash JT would go onto Twitter and talk about his lawyer, Ron Coleman, who's a very well-respected lawyer, and he needs $25,000 as requested by Ron Coleman, which, yeah, these lawsuits are very expensive, and again, just a huge waste of time over something as frivolous as what she's trying to claim with these documents. And, you know, this $25,000 mark, I believe it was started on Give, Send, Go, a fundraiser about 24 hours ago. And looking at it now, it's already up to $43,000. It's almost doubled the goal. And honestly, get as much as you can, because at this point, it's going to be probably needed, because these lawsuits can go on for months or even years. And that's not even considering a possible countersuit, because I don't remember exactly what he's going to do in terms of a potential countersuit. But if I was in that situation, I'd probably countersue.
You can see the difference between the mentally insane bullies and the sane content creators.
Purposes.
The sane content creators, they don't have a lot of money.
You see why so many people,
While the mentally insane bullies, they have a lot of money.
and content creators,
They are basically millionaires,
potential
which again proves
could happen if she manages.
what I've been saying.
This is an attack on
These people never experience
criticism
any hardship in life.
in the gaming industry, whether it's
That's why they're acting like mentally insane
have a precedent.
bullies.
If someone criticizes you based on your public tweets or activity, and they make you look bad, you can take them to court and win.
Obviously, filing a lawsuit costs money as well. Where is she getting all that money?
Speech and
Which means she has a lot of money. If she can just file lawsuits frivolously,
want to support something like that, because
while
they're just not
the same content creator,
living in a bubble.
they don't have a lot of money. That's why they're asking
Alyssa comes out and is just
whenever they get sued,
and they just can't deal with the backlash that's.
they would ask for assistance or help
And I think a lot of
because they don't have the money to spend or fight
and
the lawsuit filed by the mentally insane
on social media has died off.
bullies
She had her
that are destroying the gaming space.
in March, where a lot of people, including myself, were talking about her in videos with hundreds of thousands and even millions of views. She was getting a lot of attention. Yes, a lot of it was people making fun of her, but that didn't matter. She likes the attention. It's very clear. And ever since she left Kotaku, I mean, a lot of people pretty much determined that might be the end of her relevancy altogether. But this happens. And it's so convenient that it pops up, this lawsuit finally is filed after she's left Kotaku and she's falling into even more irrelevancy. I think that is a big part of all this. She likes the attention. There is no sane person who would go through all this for such a frivolous lawsuit, the time and the money, all of it, to basically exact some revenge. I think that's part of it. She wants to, go after Smash JT and punish him for daring to say negative things about her, but I also think she wants attention to keep going her way. And this is one crazy way of doing it, that is for sure. And like I said earlier too, I think this is a bit of a cash grab. She's in a tough spot financially. Again, her words, not mine. And $75,000 is on the line here. And as you can see, it's going away a certain way right now. And it appears that a lot of people think this will be a cakewalk. But you know what? Take no chances on this. It's very important that Smash JT prevails here. And hopefully this doesn't even make it into any later stages of litigation here. It should just be thrown out right from the get-go based on that god-awful document we just looked at.
Again, I'm not sure if
But anyways,
Smash JT can counter sue, but
this page right here in the
he
description.
should,
Check it out, possibly support.
because this is taking a lot of his time, and
That's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts.
it's putting his family at risk as well.
I'll see you next time.
Okay, so guys, that's it for the hour. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and if you did, as always, please consider following the channel in Rumble. If you're watching in YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel there. If you're watching in Twitch, you can follow the channel there. But what you could do is go to Rumble and follow the channel in Rumble. So guys, thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.